Back here in Tempe, inside the Carson Student Athletes Center, and it is Hall of Fame luncheon weekend here on the campus of Arizona State University. And another one of the 6 inductees joining us now here on Sun Devil Extra. It is John Spini, the former head coach of the gymnastics team here at Arizona State. He served as head coach for 34 years, one of the more successful coaches all time, regardless of sport, in Arizona State history. So, Coach, first off, thanks for joining us and congratulations on the honor.
Well, thanks for having me here. I'm very excited.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and such an exciting weekend for all 6 of you being inducted into the Hall of Fame. But, you know, we'll talk about your career here at Arizona State and some of the things you were able to accomplish. 21 NCAA championship appearances, 27 All-Americans you coached, and then 81 All-American accolades in all 6 women won individual national championships. I mean, when you hear some of those numbers, you lived through all of those individual student athletes, individual and team successes. What does that mean to you?
Well, first of all, it was never work to me, and working with very talented athletes makes a huge difference. And we were able to recruit and have a lot of talent. And I was just enjoyed every moment when you get to go out there on the floor in a high-level competition and see the performances and watch them grow from their freshman year to their senior and then out in the real world. It means a lot, and I loved every moment of the time they were student athletes, and that's the key. They were all student athletes.
I want to kind of go back to when you found out you were going to be inducted into this Hall of Fame. Where were you? What was your reaction like? You know, what was that experience like for you in that moment?
Well, I was actually called to have a quick happy hour drink with my friend Tom Collins and Doug Tamro.
Okay.
So I showed up because we sometimes will do that, and we sat down and I'm thinking, am I going to end up paying this bill or not? So that's my first thought. And they just said, we have something to tell you. You've been selected to be inducted into Hall of Distinction. And I was kind of like speechless because, I thought I had a great career here, and it was never worked to me. But I was very excited. I was actually quiet for the first time in my life, and I was just taking it all in. And it was a moment that I'll cherish. And Tom Collins is a good friend, and he was a great administrator, and so is Doug Tamro. And to have those two come over and tell me was very special and exciting for me.
You know, if there needs to be proof of the career you had, the gymnastics facility is still named after you. So that in itself shows what kind of an impact you made here on campus. But 34 seasons at the helm as the head coach. I know this is going to be a hard and overwhelming question potentially, but what are some of those memorable moments when you look back on your coaching career? Are there any that really stick out?
Well, it's hard to say without causing me problems with any certain team.
Right. Yeah, I set you up for failure with that question.
But, I'll tell you, I started as a head coach at 25, 26, somewhere in there, and I was never an assistant. I coached an Olympian in '76, Tammy Manville, and I was very close to Coach Robinson, and Mona Plummer brought me in, and Dick Tamburo brought me in and interviewed me. And when I started here, the first thing I thought was my very first year, we were 5th in the country. And I thought, wow, this is just about getting, not just coaching, but getting out there and you get to find this talented athlete. So learning some special moments is when you sign a top kid, or you get, like, we get Lisa Zeiss, who was in the Olympic trials right off the bat and was a national champion and an All-American. And some of those memories are very special. The first time in 1983, 86, second place finishes. Those are exciting. 1997, coming back, making the Super Six at the time when they call it, and being in the Super Six. Second in the country, we're in the meet, but we have to buy the last event, and UCLA's on bars, and they're the only team that can catch us. But you're sitting out, and it's subjective judging. So we lose the meet by .025. That's a heartbreaker, okay? And you have no control over it. But watching my team get together and the charisma, the character, and the values they showed, keeping their head up and knowing, hey, we hit every routine and we walked off the floor knowing that we put it all out there.
Right.
That's a special moment for me. Making sure in my tenure, another special moment is that we've graduated. In my tenure, we graduated every athlete but 5.
Wow.
And that's a huge thing to me.
Is.
And again, I always wanted to coach kids that wanted to be a student and get out there and give back. And that's what I look for. I got a little softer as I grew a little bit older. And I think coaching now, it's a special talent with the NIL and everything else. But when I was there, the head coach had the final say of everything. And now it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
You have to work through a lot of groups. But those are some special moments. I hope I answered your question.
No, you absolutely did. And I'm glad you covered several different teams. I didn't want you to be getting in trouble here with any of your former athletes.
I still will get those emails.
I want to ask you about what ASU means to you, because obviously being a head coach here for 3 decades plus, growing up in the area, going to school here, all those different things. ASU's been a constant in your life for a long, long time. What does this university and this honor specifically mean to you and your family as well?
Well, I want to thank Arizona State for giving me a living and for everything they did for me. The athletic department was amazing. I grew up in the state and I graduated from Arizona State University. And it was special for me to come back and work here.
Right.
I love coaching with the best athletes. And knowing that my degree was from here and the tradition of doing the best I can was important to me. I was never a great student, okay, but I worked hard.
Yeah.
Okay. And Arizona State has so much to give. Athletes, regular students. It's a huge university, and I went through 3 presidents: Dr. Russell Crowe, Laddie, Russell Nelson.
Yep.
Then you had Laddie, and Laddie Core, and President Crowe, and they've done a great job with the landscape of this university. We've grown so big, but they still try to keep the idea of what we need for these young people to go forward, and I love that. Went through many athletic directors, and I have to give a special thank to Herman Frazier, who we were talking about earlier, who was a great mentor to me. I've had some great athletic directors and people,
Sure.
but they help the coach, and you don't really understand that, but an administrator that works with you directly is so important. So, yeah, Arizona State has the unique ability to help you individually find success.
It takes a team behind the team, right? It really seems like that.
Absolutely.
Well, Coach Spini, certainly you deserve to be a member of the Hall of Fame here at Arizona State, and congratulations on everything you've accomplished, and I hope you enjoyed this weekend because it should be very special.
Thank you very much, and thank all of you gentlemen and everybody involved in this. I'm really excited.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, it's well deserved without a doubt. We'll be back with more after this on the Sun Devil Radio Network.